This is the A to Z podcast. I'm Anthony Zanni here with Jeremiah Jenkins. He's the first baseman from Maine. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be on here. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, man. Thanks for being on here. I just wanted to go through your stats. First off, you're 6'4", 240 pounds. You're a monster, absolute machine. I really enjoyed watching you last year. Maine was legitimately one of my favorite teams going into the tournament. I wanted to go through your stats. You started all 53 games last year for Maine. You were a collegiate baseball third-team All-American, NCBWA District 1 Player of the Year, American East Player of the Year, ABCA Rawlings All-Region First Team, East First Team, All Conference, East All Tournament Team. Dude, you batted 365. You hit, I need to go through these stats. You hit 21 homers with 76 ribbies in 53 games. You only had 197 at-bats to do that.
Yeah, that was a fun time last year. That was a pretty exciting time.
That's an insane stat line for a collegiate athlete. Like, how did you get here? Take me through
Yeah.
high school. Take me through high school with how
Mhm.
you got to choose Maine, and then take me through Maine. You started as a freshman, from freshman year until junior year. Take me through the process.
Yeah. So the high school I went to was in Laurel, Maryland. It's called St. Vincent Pallotti High School, which is about 35 minutes from my house. And there I played first, outfield, and pitched. So in about the summer of 2019, I was at a tournament in New Jersey called Diamond Nation. And the recruiting coordinator at the time, Matt Marsh, was there watching my team play. And the game that he went to, I had 2 home runs that game. So after the tournament, he called my coach, and then my coach told me, and he called my coach, and he said, "Hey, we just saw this kid play. We're really interested in him. Can you give us his contact information?" So he gave him my contact information, and then Coach Marsh, he reached out and said, "Hey, we just saw you play in New Jersey. Well, would you be down to come up to a camp in October?" And mind you, at this time, I didn't have any offers or anything. So I was like, yeah, I mean, let's go. Like, the first offer, let's do it. So I went up to the camp, performed well, and then they offered me a spot on the team. And then I took it, and then I went to Maine, and now I'm here. So then being here, I guess from freshman year to junior year, I think a lot has changed, like on the mental side for me, I would say,
Sure.
like, just becoming stronger mentally, like, dealing with the adversities, and also like just like handling the failure, and just being away from home, because I'm from Maryland, which is about 10 hours away from here.
Yeah.
So I think just handling, like, being an adult almost, if you will. I'm about to turn 21 in May. So this life is starting to like catch up now. We're going into adulthood, really. So that's been the biggest transition for me.
Absolutely. Were you a big kid in high school?
Yeah, I was a big kid, but I wasn't as muscular as I was now. I had a little bit more fat on me. I came into Maine my freshman fall. I was 256, but it wasn't good weight though. So I had to
So
drop down to go
yeah, you
back up.
lost weight. You lost
Yeah,
weight, but you gained a bunch of muscle.
exactly. Yeah. So that was a tough transition, and it was this might sound funny, but like the way I would like go about it was like I would see my teammates, like, when they would take their shirts off, they had like abs and whatnot. And I was like, how can I get that? Because I would be like almost embarrassed to take my shirt off because, I didn't have any muscle on me.
Right.
So that's like, it was almost like knowing that I need to look better for myself, but also like for the season too, like for the team. They're gonna need someone who can move and like be agile over there. So me being 256 of like, mostly fat was not okay.
Right. Was there
Mhm.
was it a trainer or anybody specifically that helped you hone in on what to do?
It was mostly just myself. I think I realized where I needed to get stronger. I think first it was just dropping the weight, and then getting to a weight that was comfortable, and then finding like that comfortable spot, and then building from there, if you will. I got this app called Fitbod, and I had it for actually 2 years now. I got it January 6th of 2022, and I've been with it since. And my trainers, they helped along the way, but I think changing my diet, changing my weightlifting program, but I think it really started with myself and like the things I was eating, really.
So what is that looking like right now? What is your diet?
Let's see. In the fall and winter, I was more like on the bulking phase, so like eating like a lot more protein, chocolate milk and whatnot. But like now with the season coming up, I want to be able to move, so I'm not eating as heavy as I used to. I'm getting more lean meat, so like lean protein, lean ground beef, all those type of things. Just like trying to moderate what I'm eating because I still want to be able to move, but also put enough in my body where I can maintain as well.
Right. Right. It's
Hmm.
it's amazing how far things have come. I mean,
I
I'm
know.
I'm only out of college since 2006, and we didn't have there was nobody telling us how to eat or.
I,
I mean, we did have scheduled workouts and we'd go. We did workouts 3 times a week, but even that, it's not 3 times a week. You should be working out at least 4 or 5
yeah,
times a week.
yeah, like we had our seminar before we left. Our trainer, he had to give us a seminar on like what to eat when you're bulking, what to eat when you're cutting, proper sleep, all kinds of things, and it was really helpful. So that's been a big help for all of us as well, just like knowing how much sleep we need to get,
Yeah,
what do we need when we want to cut and bulk, because some guys like to bulk during the season, some guys like to cut. So like everyone like finding out what works for them was really beneficial for us.
absolutely. And everybody's going to be different, like you said. Do you live with other baseball players?
Yeah, I have four roommates. I live with uh, two pitchers and then a catcher and an infielder.
That's awesome. You get to choose who you want to live with.
I mean, we all made like a collective decision. I mean, these guys are like they're my good friends. I like living with them, so I can't really complain. So
That's
we didn't
awesome.
really mind.
That's awesome. Is there a player on the team that you kind of look up to, like an older player when you got on as a freshman that he took you under his wing?
Yeah, I would say it was the our second baseman last year, Quinn McDaniel. You might have heard of him
Yeah,
because
heard of Quinn.
I
Yep.
yeah, watching him grow through like the whole process I'm growing through was something I could learn from him. And like last year before he left, I would like hang out with him all the time just to like try to soak in as much information as I can because I knew that I was potentially one day going to go through that same process which I'm going through now. So being able to learn from him, like what to expect from the draft workouts, the combine or just scouting agents, all of that stuff, it was really beneficial. So I think he was my biggest inspiration.
That's awesome. What about outside of teammates? Is there somebody who inspires you?
Probably parents, definitely my mom and my dad, and they've been supportive since day one. They've always been there, and they want to see me do well. And if that means that they got to be hard on me sometimes, so be it. But I know it's for the right reasons, and as they should be. They worked hard to get me to where I'm at now, and I owe it to them to do the best I can.
That's awesome. You're a good kid, buddy. You got a good head on your shoulder. Talking about last year, you guys kind of were shocking the world for a period of time there. You got into the tournament, the American tournament. You won 3 straight games, and then you got into the regional.
Mhm.
Talk to me about the regional. So you played Miami, I believe,
Yeah,
first, followed by
yeah,
Louisiana.
Miami, and then we played Louisiana.
What exactly? How would you say it went? Obviously, it wasn't the outcome that you guys wanted. You
Yeah,
lost to Miami. I think it was 9-1. Louisiana
yeah.
was a little bit of a slugfest. It was like a 19-10 type game.
Yeah, we put up 10 runs. I think we lost 19-10, I believe, if I'm
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. But
So,
what do you think
yeah.
went wrong? Where do you see it going this year? Because I have you guys back there again.
Yeah, I believe we can get there again for sure. Like I know the boys are excited to get back out there. And I think the team we have this year, I think having that core that went to the regional this past season, they know like we all know what it takes now to get there and then now to win. Because a couple of those games, we were just a couple of innings, pitches away from winning it. We go back and look at the games. It was really like a stretch of one or two bad innings where things went wrong. Other than that, we were competing. Like the positives we took away, we put up 10 runs against Louisiana, and they're a good team. They can hit. That
Yes.
team, they can hit. And we still put up 10 runs. So looking back on it, I think if we can just avoid those lapses and like inning, like those innings like where we just fall apart mentally a little bit, I think we can propel, like we can succeed because against teams like that, you can't afford to give them any window where they feel like they can capitalize on you because they're going to capitalize on you, and as they did. So I think if we just stay sharp like the whole 9 innings, I think we'll be okay. And just learning like that experience of being there, because I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of butterflies there. I was excited, like, oh my god, this is a regional. I'm on national TV playing against Miami, and and I was a little jittery and excited, and I let the emotions get the best of me. But now being a junior and then having experienced that already, I know what it takes to succeed. I think it just all comes down to relaxing and staying sharp mentally, and I think we'll be okay.
I agree with you. You guys are
Mhm.
a fun team to watch, really fun team to watch.
Thank
I really do think you can compete with the Miamis of the world, but I do
you.
also
Mhm.
understand getting the butterflies and getting there and
Yeah,
feeling almost like, hey, nobody thinks we belong here. Let's prove them wrong. And this year going into it, you should know that the world knows that you belong there. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen this year.
that's why it's exciting. Like I said, having that core coming back this year, because like I said, we've been there. Now we know what it takes. So I think this year we have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder. Like one of our goals is to like go to a regional and win it. Not just to say we went there, but like, hey, we've already been here, fellas. We know what it takes. Now let's get past this obstacle and move on to the next challenge.
Yeah, I agree with that. Did you guys bring in any freshmen that you're excited about this year?
Yeah,
Pitchers,
we had
players?
yeah, we had freshmen come in, especially pitcher wise. We got at least about 5 to 8 guys, bullpen arms. So that's really exciting. And the thing that's like most exciting about these freshmen that they're hungry. Like we can see it in their eyes, like they want to get out there and perform. And like as an older guy now, me being a junior, when you see the young guys come in like eager to get out there and play, that's like something you'll never forget because you remember being in their shoes just 2 years ago, bright eyed and bushy tailed, like, oh my God, I'm playing college ball and I'm about to get ready for my first season. It's something you can never forget. So I'm happy.
That's cool. Is there advice that you would have for high schoolers, like let's say juniors and seniors that want to get prepared to play college baseball?
You gotta work hard. I mean, I know that sounds cliche, but I mean that's really the only answer I can give. You have a reason that makes you stand out. Like everyone has their why, as they say. So as like a high school junior and senior, find the find the one thing that you have that can make you stand out from other people, and you have to work. That's all I got.
No, I think that's great advice, man. You'd be surprised at these kids' habits right now because a lot of them they haven't formed a habit, and when
Yeah,
college they're already behind the eight ball. And I always preach it. It's very important to get into the dieting right now. Again, I didn't do that stuff when I was a kid. That stuff wasn't important,
it
but
matters.
it
I'm telling
matters.
you.
It matters.
Yeah.
For the most part, when you get to college, most people are going to have your skill level. So how can
Mhm.
we now separate you from this other guy?
Exactly. Because there's so many other college teams. What? How do you stand out from the entire country? I mean, that's really what we're asking here. What do you have that makes you different from every other college baseball player in the country?
Absolutely. And talent only goes so far. So for me, it's diet, passion for the game,
Mhm.
right?
You gotta
Obviously,
love it.
take care of your body and stretching. Stretching is so important, and I feel like nobody does it. Nobody does
Hmm.
it until it's too late. Until you pull a hammy and you're on the shelf for 3 months, and you're like, I should stretch.
Stretch out today. Like, well, you already pulled your hammy, so too late now. But
Absolutely, it's going to be
yeah.
something that you're going to be dealing with all year long. So,
Hmm.
what about you? Any personal goals for this year for you?
Yeah. Can I do personal and team goals if that's okay?
100%. That was going to be my next question. To be fair,
Can I do the team goals first?
absolutely.
All right. So team goals, we want to be conference champions, regular season champions, win the America East tournament again, and then go to a super regional. Our 4 goals. Oh, and win 30 games. So 5. Win 30 games too. And for me, my individual goals, hopefully, I want to break the single season and all time home run record. And I believe if I hit 25 home runs this year, I will break both of them. So that would be pretty cool to achieve. And I guess all the other personal accolades, they'll come along if I just play my game really. But other than that, I think that would be something worthwhile to me if I can break that record.
Dude,
I
that
came close.
amazing thing
Single
to watch.
season record is 23 homers and 80 RBIs, and I had 21 with 76. And I look at it all the time. My last 3 series, what was it? It was come on, it was UMBC, NJIT, and Bryant, and I think I went like 9 for 32, and I was like, oh man, it was so close. And also the conditions we play in, I missed 3 home runs because of the wind. I would
Yeah,
have had 24, but I can't control the weather, and there's no need to complain about it. You got to deal with it. So
and your
you know,
Boston College game was canceled as well.
no, I mean, it is what it is. You're not gonna sit here and complain about it. Just play the game. But yeah, So that would be pretty cool to do.
Well, I will be rooting for you the whole way, man. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
No, nothing really. I really appreciate you taking the time to call. I know we've been trying since June to get on it. We've both been so busy, but I'm happy we were finally able to get this done, and I appreciate you reaching out.
I've been watching you for a while, man. I'm pretty good at spotting talent, and you're a fun ball player to watch. You really are. So I really look
Thank,
forward to watching you again this season.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You have a good day.
You too, brother.